So, Mr. Puri, let's divide the businesses into a curve. That's what business cycles are. They start young, they reach a teenage growth phase, then mature, and then they start declining. Tobacco, which phase of the curve you are in?
See, as far as tobacco is concerned, it is certainly a mature business. Let me explain it. You see, legal cigarette consumption is only 8% of the full basket in India. Illicit is equal to a third of legal industry, right? So really, as far as that business is concerned, is really the interplay between illicit and the whole basket of consumption, right?
दो number, एक number.
And the larger basket of other formats of consumption, most of which are also made in unorganized sector. They evade regulatory and so on and so forth. So it's the interplace in a stable taxation situation. We have seen not only in the recent past but earlier also that the industry is able to claw back and industry is able to grow. So that's the determinant of that. You see, last year we know, if we go back to 18-19 also, when there was stability, revenue went up of the government went up 10%. Earlier, in a period of few years where the growth was of tax rate growth was 15% plus, revenue growth was under 5%, right? Because that time illicit took a jump. Okay, so I think it is really that interplay that will determine how much or this category will grow. But remember, it is only 8% of tobacco basket consumption. And in stability, evidence has shown, data has shown, some gain to legal industry, as you said, number 2 to number 8 happens.
But do you see that change, which has happened over the years, 1%, 1.5% every year? Can that be suddenly 3-4% because of government intervention? We understand number of raids and other checks and balances are in place. Could there be 3 years of very rapid market share? For example, when GST came, a lot changed for the unorganized economy. Do you see that change happening in the tobacco industry?
With stability, and also, I think I must also congratulate the policymakers for the focus on enforcement. I think deterrent actions, both of this are certainly aiding the growth of the legal industry. Now, in that situation, I think industry will grow.
Okay, the hotel industry, boom like never before, occupancy rates like never before. Sanjiv Puri has said at the AGM that we will divest the hotel business at the right time. And when there is a boom time, it's always a good time to divest. Why don't you divest now, sir?
First of all, let me first say that I didn't use the word divest. I said alternate structure.
Okay.
We are not exiting the business, right? Because it is important for us also from a synergy perspective. There's a lot of synergy between foods and hotels, for example. So we are saying we will look at an alternate structure. We held it back during COVID period. Once the COVID is over, we have said that it is back on the table in line with industry recovery dynamic. And some time back on a similar question, I had said, yes, industry has recovered, so it is very much on the table and it will be taken forward maybe in a couple of quarters and things like that. So it is very much on the table. And let me also tell you that besides the synergy, let me also say that while the hotel industry is doing well, I think the opportunity in India in tourism is immense. Economic multipliers are immense, and for the first time, the Honorable Finance Minister in the budget brought out a very clear vision, very powerful vision of creating 50 centers of excellence. I think and that is fundamentally because there is a huge potential, huge economic multiplier, and so we want to scale up, and that is why we have adopted an asset right strategy, combination of management contracts and whatever assets we are building will help us grow faster. And we are adding almost one hotel a month.
But Mr. Puri, 2019, when you mentioned the fact that you are looking at creating alternative structure, not divesting the hotel business, the lay of the land was different. The capital requirement was different. FMCG cash flows were different. Could there be a case that you may not consider creating an alternative structure for the hotel at all because the things have changed after when you spoke about it first versus now?
So our strategy for hotels has not changed.
Okay.
When I spoke about it, I spoke about asset right in first time in 2017.
Yes.
And we are staying the course. Whenever you look at how you organize yourself, you have to look at your business strategy and look at the pros and cons of the alternate structures that you have got. And our position is the same as what it was earlier. With the asset right strategy, I think an alternate structure is best for creating sustained value, and we will create an institutional mechanism to make sure that we continue to leverage the power of synergy.